Bring in ABC 15 reporter Mark Phillips, who's joining us live this morning. And Mark, you're our political genius here at ABC 15. I know you got a lot of sources. You've been talking to a lot of folks today. What's the sense you're getting? What are you hearing from people on the ground?
Well, right now, it's a good day for Republicans. It's kind of capping off what's been a good week for them in terms of ballot returns, Nick. At the polls this morning, it's been running about 3-1 Republican over Democrats. Independents and other voters also have had a substantial number of people showing up. But it remains to be seen whether today and this week's strong showing by the Republicans will catch up with really two incredible weeks by the Democrats in early voting returns.
Yeah, because as we've been reporting, we had record-breaking turnout for early voting. So yesterday, the state said we've already had more votes than we did for all of 2016, and Election Day hadn't even happened yet. So there's a lot of enthusiasm probably on both sides. But, you know, we talk about Arizona now being a battleground state. You know, both the Trump campaign and the Biden campaign think that they can still win Arizona. But what do you think each side needs to do? What do their voters need to do to kind of cement things for them?
Well, the Republicans have always had here in Arizona a great Election Day mobilization effort, and it looks like that's happening now. What we haven't heard from, I shouldn't say always, but over the last few election cycles, we've always talked about, will this be the election cycle that the Latino vote shows up? In 2016, I think it was like 11-12%. Right now, as we speak right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be much more than that this time around. However, if you talk to the Biden folks, like I have this morning at some of these locations, they are really counting on a turnout in places like South and West Phoenix, beginning around noontime and going into the early evening, leading up to when polls close, when folks get off of work. That's what they're counting on. We'll see if they deliver.
Yeah, Mark, I mean, you've covered a number of elections, so you know these elections are all about turnout. I want to ask you about independent voters, too. Obviously, here in Arizona, we have a large number of registered independents. How do we see the independent vote swinging in our state?
Well, leading into this past week, it was breaking about 60-40 Democrat. But as the closer you get to Election Day, people are starting to see that more of the independents are breaking Republican. So again, when you talk percentages, it's a bit misleading because it's the percentage of the vote on any given day or days as opposed to the entire count. So we could say something 60% today, and there may only be 100 votes, which only adds up to 60, right? So how the first couple of weeks of returns have been so strong for Democrats that really Republicans, they can do it, but it is a hill they have to climb.
Yeah, obviously, Republicans, we know, have a lot of catching up to do today, and we're starting to see, obviously, Republicans go to the polls and vote in person, but Democrats are hoping to hold them off, so to speak, and hope that those early ballots can help them. Mark Phillips, we're out of time. Always a pleasure talking to you, my friend. I appreciate your insight. You're a smart cookie. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you a little bit later. And that about does it here.